Papa Cambridge is the biggest global platform for CI students. I am Adla, your business teacher for AS and A-Level Fast Track program for May-June 2021. My experience is little more than your age. I have been associated with different degree programs as well as with CEI training. I have worked for various organizations and have received appreciation and recognition from all of them for outstanding CI results. As far as Papa Cambridge is concerned, it is trying to provide access to all the students across the globe so that they can achieve their immediate goals at a price like never before.
The topic of our study today is product. Product is a very important element of marketing mix. Product is basically any item that is offered by business for sale. A product can be a service, it can be a physical good, or it can be a virtual good, or it can be in any cyber form. So basically, anything that is offered by the business for sale becomes a product. Now, every product has a life which is known as the product life cycle. A product life cycle basically identifies the different stages of the product's life from the moment it is launched onto the market to the moment it is withdrawn. Now, these stages of the product's life are basically introduction, growth, maturity, saturation, and decline. As you can see in the diagram, these are some of the important stages of the product's life. It is based on the concept that every product has a limited lifespan ever since time it is launched to the decline stage. The product passes through these stages. The introduction stage of the product is basically the stage when the product is launched onto the market. And at this stage, there are two situations as far as sales is concerned. Like the sales can either shoot up because the product has unique features or it has something uh, novelty in it, which can be like consumers be waiting for a product like that, so the sales might shoot up. But if it is just a ordinary product which is being offered by many competitors in the market, then sales will be very low at this point of time. Heavy promotion would be required. Now, promotion basically means you are communicating with your potential consumers or target consumers. So the consumers need to be aware of the product. So at this stage, when you're introducing the product, the consumers may not be aware of your product. So you will require to use different methods of promotion, like, for example, advertising, uh, personal selling, sponsorship, public relations. These are different methods of promotion that business can use so that the product becomes familiar to the potential and target consumers. At this point of at this stage, the profits are going to be low because of the high promotion cost which the business will incur at this stage. During the growth stage, which is the second stage of the product's life, at this stage, sales will begin to grow slowly. And this stage is going to be very crucial when it comes to product, because at this stage, business will have to be very careful about the kind of promotion method they use, the pricing methods that they are going to use. So this stage is very important. At this stage, the sales begin to pick up, but advertising will still be required. It might change from informative advertisements to little bit towards persuasive advertisements. However, competitors may also be entering at this stage. But during the maturity stage, that is the third stage of the life, product's life, the sales are at its best. There are many competitors at this stage. Even though the promotion methods and all forms of promotion are still used, but at this point, the sales are high, profits are also good for the business. At this point of time, business is enjoying the benefits of what it has developed and spent for so many years. Maybe if it's a product which has been launched after a lot of research and it took a long time, so this is the time when the business is going to enjoy the high sales. But after this period, there is a point of saturation, which means after this point, the sales are going to decline. As you can see in the decline stage, the sales begin to fall. So business do not want this stage to come for the product. So they would like to extend the life of their product using different kinds of extension strategies at this place. Now, the extension strategies of the product are basically the different methods which business can use to increase the life of the product. As you can see in the diagram, the extension strategies must be used at the maturity stage so that the product does not come to the decline stage. Now, how can the life of a product be extended, or how can the life of a product be increased? So basically, business can use like different methods of promotion if they feel that certain methods of promotion has not been enough, or still there are many consumers who are not aware of the product. Or even if they are aware, sometimes consumers tend to forget if the products are not being uh, frequently advertised or promoted. So it is very important that promotion of different kinds should be used in order to increase the life of a product. Sometimes you know the business can change the design, packaging, color to satisfy consumers, and this can also extend the life of a product. Selling into new markets, for example, if the product uh, has reached a saturation point in the current region or in a country, then businesses can try and sell their products in other countries, in other markets. This can also increase the life of a product. So there are different methods through which the life of a product can be increased, or extension strategies can be adopted by the business. As we can see that the product portfolio is the range of product that a firm produces. So when the firm produces different kinds of products, product life cycle can be really helpful to the firm to find out about the stage of the product's life, and which product requires what kind of strategies at different stages, where should it be sold which is convenient to customers. So there are different things that businesses have to uh, strategize related to marketing mix, especially when it comes to different products. So product portfolio is the range of product or the variety of products that a firm offers. Like as you can see on the screen, these are the products range of Unilever. It offers different kinds of products like Dove, Surf, Vaseline, Pond's, and Clear shampoo. So there are different products being offered by a firm. So the firm can find, or might find, product life cycle as very useful for each of their product, because they can identify at which stage their product is, and they can make necessary strategies, or they can make necessary changes that are required to increase the life of their product, and also to have a better understanding about the stage of the product's life. So the product life cycle can be applied not only by marketing manager, especially in marketing mix decisions, but it can also be applied by finance manager when the finance manager is planning about the cash flow. So the concept of product life cycle is very useful. It is not only limited to the marketing department, but even it can be well used by the finance department, and it can also help the business in maintaining a balanced product portfolio. Now, when it comes to a marketing manager, the marketing manager can make use of the product life cycle, especially while deciding on a good marketing mix. A marketing mix is basically a blend of four P's of marketing, like product, price, promotion, place. So, if the marketing manager has knowledge about the product life cycle, each of the element can be well designed, and an integrated mix that would be prepared by the marketing manager would be of great help to the business. So the product life cycle is going to be of great use to the marketing manager, but it will also be useful to the finance manager. As you can see in this diagram, that during the development stage of the product, like for example, when the R&D department is involved in development of the product, there is heavy expenditure uh, in terms of development of product. So the cash flow is often negative at this stage. But when the product is introduced, the sales begin to grow, as you can see over here. So the sales begin to grow gradually, and it will cover up the cost of development and eventually lead to profit. But the finance manager needs to be aware of the different products and at what stage they are, so that they can work on it and arrange cash if it is required. Let's say if the product is during the development stage, or let's say if there are 10 products which are at the development stage. So obviously the amount of finance required would be too high. So at this point of time, the finance manager can arrange, means take a loan from the bank or use any other source or maybe internal sources of finance to fund the business. So the knowledge of product life cycle would be of great help to the finance manager as well. And it's going to also help the firm in maintaining a balanced product portfolio. Now, what is a balanced product portfolio? First of all, product portfolio or an increasing product portfolio is a great sign for a business. That's why you will see that all large firms have multiple product range, and they offer wide variety of products, in other words. So that really helps them, because if one of their products are not, one or two products are not successful, it will not matter to them in terms of their profit and success. So that's why they would like to increase the product portfolio. Now, sometimes if some of your products do not become successful on the market, they tend to shrink the product portfolio, and a business wouldn't like to do that. A shrinking product portfolio is not a great sign for a business. So the business wants to maintain the product portfolio. Let's say if it is offering 100 products, then it would like to make sure that the products remain 100 or very close to 100. They don't want that it should become 50 or 25, like that would be shrinking. So they would like to maintain it. So as soon as they realize that some of their products are not doing well, even after they have carried out the extension strategies, as you can see in this diagram, that some of the products, like let's say for example, if there is a product A and it has come to a decline stage, okay, so it is very important that the R&D department should constantly, continuously keep working, so that if one of the product comes to this point that it has to be removed from the market or it has to be withdrawn from the market, there should be a new product ready, which is like product B should be ready to replace the product A. Now, if this is the strategy that they use for every time one product is removed from the product portfolio, then another product new is being introduced to the market, so there will be a balance in their product portfolio. The product portfolio will not shrink at any point of time, and in this way firm will find the product life cycle very useful, because it is through product life cycle that they will come to know that when the product is going to decline and how much effort they have put in the extension strategies, and no matter what they can do now, the product is not going to work. So it's a time for replacement. So they will replace the existing product with a new one. But this will not allow the product portfolio to shrink, because the business would like to have a good product portfolio. In fact, an increasing product portfolio rather than a shrinking product portfolio. So the knowledge of product life cycle is very useful, and it is one of the important methods of product portfolio analysis.